In December 1941, the United States entered World War II. Over the next several months, hundreds of thousands of troops went off to war in Europe and the Pacific. Thousands more joined the war effort here at home, and many of them, including many black people from the rural Deep South, came to work at Marin ship, the new shipyard in Sausalito, designed to produce Liberty ships. These ships were used to transport just about everything Allied forces needed. They were the workhorses of the war effort, and the people who built them were up to the task. Both men and women learned new skills, from pipe fitting to hull painting, to welding, to heavy equipment rigging. In just 40 months, between June 1942 and October 1945, these men and women built and launched 93 Liberty ships, or more than one every 2 weeks. Often, several people in the same household were employed at Marin ship, and wages were good. Families were able to save money and begin to think about their future. And for many shipyard workers, this future included plans to settle in Marin County. But when the war ended, Marin's welcome mat, which had been rolled out to hard-working black people for 4 years, was rolled back up tightly. While white workers were able to buy homes throughout Marin, black workers were thanked for their service and told to go back where they came from. Predatory real estate practices, including redlining and restrictive covenants, underscored the point. Marin County did not want black homeowners. Still, these workers were determined to stay, many for the same reasons white workers had chosen to remain. They had put down roots, and they weren't about to be torn loose. Without the freedom to choose where to live in the county, for the next 15 years, most black people stayed in the old Marin City wartime housing units, even as they grew more and more dilapidated. But while their units may have been run down, the black community was more vibrantly alive than ever. There were schools, churches, retail establishments of all kinds, and 90% were black-owned. Over the years, though, segregation took its toll. On one side, fueled by home ownership, white wealth increased. On the other, without access to home equity, black wealth declined. That's when Vera Schultz entered the picture. The first woman elected to Marin County's Board of Supervisors in 1950, Schultz was passionate about low-cost housing and racial integration. Having helped secure Lloyd Wright to design the Civic Center, Schultz then traveled to Washington to get funding for a new integrated public housing project. In 1957, Aaron Green, Lloyd Wright's partner, was chosen as lead architect for the project. Others on the design team included noted local architect John Carl Warnicki and award-winning landscape architect Lawrence Halprin. Schultz had no tolerance for the institutional look of other federal housing projects. She was determined to give black families at Marin ship and other low-income Marin residents attractive, permanent housing that complemented the natural beauty of the surroundings. In 1961, the first families moved into their newly completed apartments. And in 1964, out of 700 entries nationwide, Golden Gate Village won the Federal Public Housing Administration's first Honor Design Award for Green and Warnicki. To this day, Golden Gate Village is the only public housing complex in the country designed by award-winning architects. Green, in particular, was intensely proud of Golden Gate Village, regarding it as an early recognition of the budding civil rights movement. Over the decades, Golden Gate Village has remained the only majority black community in Marin County. In 2005, the Golden Gate Village Resident Council was formally incorporated, and the long quest for autonomy and self-determination, which continues to this day, began. In 2013, after more than 2 years of research, the Council created a vision plan for the revitalization of Golden Gate Village. It includes 4 key points: no new building, deep green renovation of all existing apartments, job training for local residents, a path to home ownership and/or equity for residents in their community. But the Council didn't stop there.
Marin City Public Housing.
4 years later, in 2017, after more hard work and research, the entirety of Golden Gate Village, both buildings and landscape, was recognized as a historic district and placed on the National Historic Register.
Like I said, I'm a student at Dominican, and I want to stay in Marin City and raise my family one day. Thank you.
Thank you.
At Golden Gate Village, history and home intersect. The roots first planted in Marin County by those original Marin ship workers are strong and deep. The trunks that grew from these roots are sturdy. Some families have lived in the community for 3 and even 4 generations. All they're asking for now is to be given the chance to blossom.